Android Studio gives you many different ways to find code. If you have a file open and you want to find code in the file, you can search for it by selecting Edit, Find, and then choosing the first menu choice, Find. Or you can press Command F on Mac or Control F on Windows. A text box appears at the top of the editor, and then you can start searching. A toolbar appears next to the text box that lets you jump around in the code, looking for next and previous occurrences, and you can also filter your search by matching case, looking for full words, or using regular expressions. You can also do find and replace operations by selecting Find and then Replace, and then you'll get two text boxes. So for example, if I wanted to search for toast uppercase, only where the case matched exactly what I was looking for, and replace that with toast lowercase, that's how I would do it. If I click Replace All, I would replace all that code. Now that would break the code, and so I'll return it back by pressing Command-Z on Mac or Control-Z on Windows to undo the action. I'll close this file and show that you can find code in files that aren't even open by selecting Find and then Find in Path. I'll type toast, I'll find a bit of code, and then I'll double-click and I jump to that bit of code. There are also search capabilities that let you look for particular files and classes. If you don't have any files open at all, you'll see this documentation on the screen that shows you keyboard shortcuts for particular features. You can press the Shift key twice, and that takes you to something called the Search Everywhere dialog. I can type main activity, or just the beginning of that file name, and I'll see three hits. One for the file mainActivity.kt, one for the class that's defined in that file named mainActivity, but I'll also find an XML layout file that has the words main and activity in its name. I can select any of them and then click on them or press Enter or Return, and I'll open the file. Notice that this dialog has tabs at the top. When you open the dialog by pressing the Shift key twice, you'll default to the All tab, but then you can switch to Classes, or just Files, or just Symbols. There's also a tab here for Actions, and this is the functionality that you'll get to if you go through the Help menu and select Find Action. You can type any action that appears on the menu. I'll type branches, and that gets me to the branches command. When the dialog appears, I can use it, or I can press Escape to make it go away. The Recent Files function, which is Command-E on Mac and Control-E on Windows, will take you to this dialog, and this will allow you to jump to files that you've had open recently. And then, as I showed previously, you can add files to favorites, so you can get to them very easily. With mainActivity open, I'll click on the Select Open File icon, then I'll right-click on the file there, and I'll say I want to add it to favorites and put it in My Application. Then I'll close the file. I'll go to my Favorites tab, to My Application, double-click, and the file opens again. So these are all methods you can use in Android Studio to find the code or the files that you need.